Welcome to the Westchester Client Portal Overview. Over the course of the next couple minutes, we'll take a look at the latest iteration of Westchester Publishing Services Client Portal, version 2018.c.3. Right now, we're looking at the book dashboard. It's worth noting that the portal supports book, journal, white paper, projects, and other types of publications. Today, we're going to be looking at books. Projects can be submitted to the portal either via the Dropbox API or submitting a file to our FTP server. And as a service, our client service representatives, production editors, or project managers will log the project in the system for you, append any sort of metadata about the project, as we'll see in a second. So let's take a quick look at one of the books that we have here on the dashboard. So here in A Tale of Four Cities, we have a basic setup for the book here. This is stuff that you could populate yourself if you upload it yourself. But again, as a service, we can handle uploading any of this sort of information for you. Where you have the ability to determine what type of book it is. All the types of fields that you'll see here are definable. So if you wanted to have things like your imprint showing up, ISBN, EISBN, publication date, edition number, any of these types of fields can be customized so that they're relevant to the types of projects that you're submitting to the portal. The schedules within the portal are loaded in by your production editor, customer service rep, or project manager. The typical flow that we'll have here is starting with your start date and the expected end date, and we will populate any of the related steps and milestones that are happening here along the way. We'll be sensitive to any particular requirements that you have. So if you know that the author needs an extra week or two to review copy edited pages, if it's an editorial job or something like that, we can pad the timing here in the schedule around your needs. If we're looking at the other subtabs here, there's some other things worth noting, that there's always a customer schedule report that's available, and this gives you a PDF that you could hand off to a colleague or to the author if you want it. There's also a order confirmation report. Again, this is customizable based on the data points that you want to have on file. But if, let's say, you had uploaded a bunch of assets, including art, manuscript, we will go through, pre-flight the art, make a note of any services that we feel we need to provide to ensure a good final product for you. And this is provided to you both on demand as a download, as well as sent to you by your production editor or customer service rep. The other things worth noting here within the projects is that you have access to assets related to the project throughout the life of the project, as well as in an archive. So in this case, we've got a fake project here that we have in our sandbox, where there's already a set of first pass pages that are available. There's some other assets like the ability to see some of the art assets, an initial manuscript document. You can upload additional assets here at any time. So if, let's say, there was a request from your production editor for a missing piece of art or a final manuscript file, if, let's say, we only had an earlier draft, it's pretty easy. Just click here, upload the file you want, give it a moment, and hey, presto, you've got your file uploaded into the system here, and that would notify your customer service rep or production editor. You also have the ability to send them a message yourself as well. We'll dive a little bit more into communications as we go on some of the other features. The other types of things that are available here, we started by drilling down on an initial project, but let's say we wanted to kind of start back up here at the top. Let's say you've got several projects here in the system. You have the ability to see where each of them are in the process. We use pretty simple kind of color chart here of blue, green, and gray, as well as any, kind of text notes here to show where things are in process. You have the ability, though, to see things en masse. So if, let's say, you want to see where all of your projects are in process, the timeline feature allows you to see a Gantt chart of every project, which milestones it's at. If any milestones were missed, let's say the author was sitting on a set of first pass pages for review, or reviewing the copy edited manuscript if you wanted to let them review the copy edited manuscript. If, let's say, they were sitting on that and past due, an item would show up as red here. Similarly, if there was any risk that we had to miss a date due to missing assets or something like that, it would be showing up as red here so that you're alerted. Now, of course, this does not replace a customer service rep or a production editor's role. They'll still be working with you consultatively and to support you and alert you to any risks on any projects or any, assets that some of your colleagues might owe us or something like that. But this does give you a nice visual guide as you look at your list at one glance. You do have the ability also to filter this. So if, let's say you wanted to see just the projects that you yourself are managing on behalf of the publisher you work for, you can drill down and have this set up to show you just your projects, that you don't have to wade through your colleagues' projects. Similarly, there's the ability to kind of bubble up and look at the higher level if, let's say, you're covering for somebody and needed to see where things were with their projects. To talk a little bit more about filtering, I'll go back here to the dashboard. And again, you've got this kind of master list. You also have the ability, though, to say, I want to see just the things that are on the spring summer list here, and kind of drill down and see that. You can also create your own filters. Any of these filters can also be set up as a report, so that if, let's say, there's a particular set of data points that you want to see at a glance regularly, maybe you want to have something sent to you every Friday morning, or if you just want to be able to come in and look at a report on demand, we can take any of the fields of data. Again, these can be defined by you if there are specific things you want to sort on, like who the production editor is for a job or which imprint a publication is with. So we can set up any of these data points to show as reports that can be sent to you as a PDF, as a spreadsheet. We can also send XML data out in case you want to pull it into any asset management systems that you may be using. And there's supported metadata here, so that if there are pieces of metadata you need to tie to the project that you're going to want to have constantly passed in these reports, whether it's for marketing or something like that, those pieces of metadata can be passed in here as well. So in this case, let's drill down though onto Evermore. Let's say that we had seen something as we're reviewing the list of projects here in the filter that concerned us. Let's say the end date for Evermore needed to shift. When you drill down to the project, again, you have the ability to kind of jump to this different little tabs here that show when things are due or when things are supposed to happen. But let's say you got word that this title had gotten some advanced praise and you wanted to try to rush it to press more quickly. You can click here on the envelope. If there were any sets of correspondence that you had logged here in the system, or if your customer service rep had added any correspondence to the system, here would be showing here. We're here in a sandbox where it's blank. But let's say we want to send an email to our customer service rep and say, need to move pub date for Evermore. When you're entering the email here in the system, the benefit of this is it will go directly to your customer service rep automatically. You can pick and choose who is receiving it here. You could blind carbon copy yourself if, let's say, you want to have a copy sent to your own Gmail or Outlook, so that you have a copy of this. You could say here, Tyler, please call me at 555-1212. I need to discuss moving the pub date for Evermore. And the benefit of this is this will go into the system, be sent directly to the right staffer here at Westchester, so that you don't have to go and check your Outlook or any folders that you may have to see who the kind of owner at Westchester, so to speak, is of your project. When the message goes to them, it will automatically append in the project name, the project code that ties to the project within our system, so that this becomes threaded and tracked on any correspondence trees that you have in here. This could also be used if you wanted to track author correspondence related to a project and you wanted the production editor to log any of those kinds of emails so that you can review them. So there's a lot of different ways this can be applied. If we pop back to the dashboard here, you will see a quick summary again of all of your projects. And really the intent here of the client portal is that at a glance, you have at your fingertips all of the data about your projects, all of the assets about your projects, so that you can at any time come and access things as you need them, in case you need to review assets, if you lost an email that had a file on it, if you need to send a file to a colleague. So we've essentially built the system here so that it acts as an additional layer. You still have all the dedicated support that you've come to know over the past 50 years from Westchester Publishing Services, but you have additional technology at your disposal to ensure that things run smoothly for you at all times and that you have transparency and access to your projects. I hope this overview was helpful. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out via the Contact Us form on the WestchesterPublishingServices.com website. Thank you.